Rod. So when I'm waving my arm, that means you have to put Rod.
Yes.
Rod, hit the music fucking button. Yeah, that's it. When the arm does this, you do that. Tugs! Freido!
I can't believe he even sends us a fucking invoice for this shit. Can you?
I fucking...
Guess what?
Yes! I've guessed. I know. I'm fucking turgid.
Hey, Freido, tell him who's on the show.
We've got the jackass, baby.
Yeah.
We've got the Jack Miller.
Jack Miller
from Suzuka.
Yes, and we got there's no use talking about MotoGP because he's going to talk to us later about that, but we're going to talk to him now about Suzuka 8 Hour, which is this Sunday the 3rd.
Yeah.
And Jack is going to be in there.
Yes.
And I can't wait.
For the first time in a long time, Yamaha's come back to Suzuka
Yes.
to bring all the chocolates
Yes.
and knock Honda off at its track.
Well, let's not waste any time. Let's get to Jack Miller.
Come on, Jack. Come on, baby.
Call him.
We're talking to Jack Miller. Jack, the last time we saw you, it was at Phillip Island, and you and I were trying to stop Senna drowning in the urinal and after he drank a bathtub full of vodka Red Bulls. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
We were.
I vaguely remember that because I was like, for once in my life, was like the
You're the sober one.
voice of reason, and I wasn't the toughest in the room.
You were the
And then,
responsible adult in the room.
But then I got inspired off Senna's effort to decided to really send it for 6 and carried on Bobby White.
Well, we all remember our first MotoGP podium,
Yes,
don't we?
I remember his mother trying to pull him away, and Jack said, let him run. Let him run.
Let the dog run.
Yes.
That's the way.
And Jonathan had that look on his face like, oh, my God, my boy's all grown up.
Was it a proud look, you reckon?
Yeah.
A worried, proud look, yes.
He didn't want to look too proud in front of his mum, though. He's like, he put his head in.
I think it was like the same look on your mother's face when she found you climbing up that bloody sign at some racetrack. I think you were a kid at the time.
Hey, listen, enough about all that bullshit.
Yes.
We need to talk about Suzuka.
We do.
How's it going so far, Jack? You've had a couple of days on the bike already. Qualifying and everything starts tomorrow. How are you looking?
Yeah, she's fucking hot. I'll tell you that. It's like Townsville midsummer, but we don't decide to go race motorcycles and that. We're smarter than that, but no, it's good. The bike's unreal. They pull out all the stops, for Suzuka, especially the Japanese brands. Yamaha coming back in, they kind of just dip their toes in when they want to, and when they go in, they go the whole hog. So it's awesome to be a part of that. Teammates are ripping. Locatelli from World Superbike, obviously, and then Nakasuga, he's the elder statesman around here, so he knows his way around this joint. Done it a couple of times, so. No, we seem pretty strong. And then they got some wanker from Australia on the bike as well. He thinks he's weight at least. So,
is it a big head fuck going from MotoGP bikes to these endurance races? Is it a huge change? It must be.
Massive. Yeah, massive. Like I said to the boys yesterday, like we got a couple of practices in yesterday. And I left here after the 2-day test that we had after Assen. I left here thinking, all right, I got fucking to grips with the bike, it feels good. Yeah. And then I've gone away, done a couple more races, had 1 weekend off, and then come back and hopped on this thing, and I rode out yesterday. I was like, what the fuck? I'm weird again. And the biggest thing was just adjusting braking points, because you think, where you going to brake on the MotoGP bike? Hey, where you going to brake on this thing? Just the stopping, let's say, performance in the first, let's say, 50, 60 meters, the decel is a lot less. But in saying that, it's also really nice to ride around on a bike and not press buttons all the time. The thing's doughy as, honestly, you feel like you're riding a 600 compared to a GP bike.
Speaking of slow motion. Sorry, mate. Speaking of lights, have you figured out where the light is for the headlights? The button for the headlights?
Yeah, she's automatic.
Yes.
Can't mess that one up too much.
But even that, I mean,
the lights are on.
People don't realise that the track's not lit. It's only you guys with your headlights. So when you're accelerating, the headlights sort of pointing up at the sky, then pointing down the ground, and it's pretty dark out there, isn't it?
It's extremely dark. Honestly, I did the night stint in 17 when I rode it, and then I I'm booked in for the night stint again here, so it's a bit of fun. I remember following in 17. I thought I was ripping, and then Brooksy come past on the factory Suzuki, and I just literally threw the hook on the back of him. I thought, whatever he hits, I'll try to avoid it. If he hits something, I'll try to avoid it because you can't see anything. You're just literally riding off field, hoping not to run over a sausage curb on the inside.
So in 2017, you were with the HRC and you came fourth. Does that sort of live in your craw? Like, I got to make sure I get on the podium this time.
Yeah, that's half the reason why I'm back again. We were in there battling for it, and then Taka binned it at the hairpin. And then we sort of chased our ass for the rest of the day. Headlight broke and a few other different things. So it was a bit of a roller coaster. And, seeing the boys on the podium, it's a special podium to be able to stand up there, with the whole team at the night. It's just a sick atmosphere with all the glow sticks and stuff like that, the Japanese fans. I think it's just the whole build-up for it. This whole week is kind of a big process. And, that's – you look at the legends, that have come here, especially Australian legends that have come here and won this race. I'd love to be able to put my name on that list.
Absolutely, and that's the thing you say. This is the biggest race in the world for the Japanese. It's the shit. You said, those legends, Gardner, doing Beattie McGee. They've won it, and we'd love to see you up there. But what I really want to know, and what I've heard, I know Pecco got his nickname from a Japanese fan. They give you presents and shit. They worship you like gods over there, don't they? Because it's a big deal to them. Have they given you any presents?
Yeah, even for the Grand Prix, every time you come to Japan, literally you end up with a flight case. Your flight case arrives here empty, and you end up with this big pile of things. You kind of got to sort through. Some of it's edible, some of it's, what are you doing with that? But,
the sex octopus!
Yeah, actual. But no, they're unreal. The Japanese fans, they absolutely love it. And yeah, they but even the stuff they made, just the signs and the amount of effort that goes into a little sign that, they want to hold up for you in the grandstand and stuff like that. I've been very fortunate with the Japanese fans. I don't know, I've been Australian as well as, the win in Motegi. I feel like I strike a chord with the Japanese fans. I always enjoy coming here
Yep.
We're on the good hemisphere. We're on the good side. So it's nice to be back on this. Well.
Hey, Jack, I keep getting people ask me, back in the Ducati days, you'd come and do the last round of Superbikes in Australia. And now that you're on a brand that does race in Superbikes, any chance you might do something in Aussie at the end of the year? I need to check the calendar. I'm not even sure if it clashes or...
They put the rounds too close. I don't think I can make it this year. Otherwise, I would have. But
all right. So...
I definitely would love to come back and do another one for sure. And yeah, being as Yamaha, honestly, Yamaha is probably the easiest bike to set up in terms of go racing. So definitely would like to do another one, but they got to sort out the calendar. I don't understand why they try and jam it in when everyone else is racing all over the rest of the world. They try and make a bit of a...
Because we're special. Listen, tell me what's the difference for you in, riding it as a team effort as opposed to your solo stuff, which that's a team too, but this is completely different. There's three of you, and you spend how long on the bike each? 2 hours or?
It's about an hour a stint.
An hour a stint.
I don't know I think we're up for 3 stints, maybe.
Right.
I think it's there or thereabout.
So it's a completely different way of doing it from MotoGP, obviously. How do you deal with that in your head?
It's a hard one to get your head around because you kind of get on the bike and the Japanese are very particular with how they set a bike up, and they can't really ride with it any other way. So you got to adapt to their bike. So you know that before you've even signed up for know what to expect. So you get on the thing and the handlebars are really in. The forks are soft as butter, and the rest is all right. The rest is not too bad. So as soon as you can sort of wrap your head around that, and for me, it was like I'm on the bump stop absolutely everywhere. Like Nakasuga's 66 kilo, I'm about 71, and they don't even break with much pressure. So you kind of have to learn to ride the bike in a different way, but it's kind of good as well for me. Where you go from Grand Prix where you're kind of chasing your ass, chasing settings all the time, to forget about it because they will not touch a single thing.
Get out there and do it.
No point even wasting your breath. You just get on the bike and ride and try to adapt yourself around that, which is kind of good. It's coming back to how it was when your dad used to take you racing kind of thing because he had no idea on how to set a motorcycle up.
So when you do the swap overs, what happens during a swap over? Do you tell Nakasuga, look, don't ride like a bitch. I've been smashing it. It's all on you. Don't be a woman.
Fuck this up.
You don't fuck this up. Right?
That's what they'll be saying to me anyway.
Yeah, but you don't speak Japanese, so you don't know. They're just yelling at you in a foreign language, right? So do you actually talk to the other rider before you get
I think so. I think you kind of do. I mean, especially if the weather conditions are changing or the tracks, got some dirty spots or whatever, you try and relate as much information as you kind of can while the bike's getting new tyres and some fuel, but they've got earplugs in and a helmet on, so whether or not how much is actually getting taken on board is another
it's nodding his head, yeah.
A lot of that. So it's especially when the changing conditions, like if it's spitting or whatever, that can really help a lot. But apart from that, you're kind of just debriefing, understanding. I mean, there's not much you can do except for ride the bike. So you discuss after stints and so on how tyres are getting on, what's the plan for the rest of the race moving forwards with what you're going to put in terms of pressures and stuff like that, depending on how much the tyres are inflating as you're riding and so on.
Okay. So there's a Le Mans start here, right?
Yeah.
Are you doing Are you doing it? Oh, fuck. Fuck. I was going to say.
Flat on his base in front of, 60, 70,000 people.
So who's doing that, Locatelli or Nakasuga?
Nakasuga. The Japanese like to start the race.
Ah, right, okay. Fair enough.
They start the race. Locker will go second by the plan, and I'm third, and that'll basically put me in line for night time to finish the race out, so I get to check it.
Okay, so the only other MotoGP rider out there is Zacho, and you're good mates with him. Have you hooked up with him this weekend so far?
Yeah, I saw him this morning. Well, we haven't hooked up.
I'm sorry, I'm old-fashioned, right? That's the term kids use these days for,
I feel like it's been around for a minute. That one, that one in the 80s too.
It didn't mean that in the 70s, all right?
You've just started the best rumor in the paddock right there. This one is fantastic.
I was at Brecky with him. That's the beauty of this race, honestly. As you said, like, don't get me wrong, nice to see Zacho, but you see many other people as well. We had dinner last night with Leon Haslam and Marcel and a few of the other boys, and like it's just cool to catch up with people you haven't seen. I was and young Max Stauffer yesterday here in the paddock. You just see people from all walks of life, all different racing series, I guess you could say. People you haven't seen in a very long time, and you get to catch up and shoot the shit for a little bit. It's nice.
Yeah, it gives people an idea of just how big this thing is for the Japanese. It's just so big. Okay, good. So let's put that aside. How's the family, mate? You going to have more kids or what?
Eventually.
Come on.
We while we're doing this job, while we're traveling and doing what we're doing, it's kind of easy with one. We can sort of palm her off to each other, get stuff done that we need to get done.
Yeah, two would be hard.
Two, it's kind of you do swapsy-turvy, you know what I mean? You take this one, I'll take that one. So that makes things harder, and especially with the traveling and stuff like that. There's 22 rounds in the season now, and it's a lot of traveling. And then, why not throw in a Suzuka 8 hour? She's stoked with all of that. The 3 weeks and so they just turned up now because she's like, you can go on Monday, I'll come on Thursday. So no dramas, that's all right.
How is she coping with it?
Now, no, they're mega, mate. Honestly, she's the wife's fantastic. She's doing an amazing job pulling all the way because, as the race weekend goes on, I'm not much help to her.
But it's amazing what they sign up for. They often don't realise what the fuck they've signed up for until they're well into it. And they think, Jesus, fuck, look at this. I want to go shopping. Shut up.
Yeah.
I'm fucking 8th.
Yeah. But no, they're good, mate. Honestly, she's a fucking lunatic. Like, thank God she looks like a mother because she's got my personality. Over the handlebars, like you would not believe.
Fair dinkum.
Wow. She's got a little push bike thing that she's riding around at the minute, and honestly, the crashes that are coming out of it, gets up and laughs it off, which is kind of the scary part, but it's also the cool part.
That's you. That's you. That was your father saying he's got a broken arm. I don't care. It's not broken. Yes, it is. It's hanging off. Right? No, you don't realise. Yeah.
At least she looks like a mother. That's the only thing I can say.
Yeah, she should. Yeah, she should.
Yeah. I think the whole world gives thanks for that.
Oh, absolutely.
Hey, Jack, what's the target for Suzuka? I mean, a lot of our listeners won't really understand with endurance racing. A lot of the time, you're kind of setting a lap time that you're going to go out and chase, aren't you? It's not necessarily
pretty much. I mean, but yesterday was first time because when we did the Yamaha test here, we had the whole track to ourselves. So it was 2 bikes. That was it. And yesterday was the first time. I think we had it. 4 or 5. We had 5 sessions yesterday. I think we had 15 red flags.
Yeah, well,
it is fucking chaos. Chaos. You got Joe Blow out there 25 seconds a lap slower.
Yeah.
No.
And you don't know what apex he's running at all. So
if he's got one,
the idea is on your bad laps to not turn them into 2 bad laps, and on your good laps try to make up as much time as possible at average down. Because I mean, some laps you'll get 10 guys.
Yeah.
And especially here in Suzuka, where you get them on the track is the hard part. So if you get them through the first sector, it gets very difficult to pass. You can try and launch one at like turn 8, but even then that tightens up real quick. Hairpin's a good one. But then if you kind of have to follow them through the chicanes, it's tough. It's very tough.
Yeah. And you don't want to crash out passing someone who's going to finish 30 laps long.
You sort of start after being racing, where we're racing all the time, you come and ride, let's say it's almost like a track day kind of thing, because you're just in and out of bikes the whole time. And it takes you a minute to get your eye into what the guys are going to do and where they're going to go and how fast you're actually going, like the closing speed and how fast the closing speed is on some of them and like where they're going to drift to on the acceleration and stuff like that. So you just sort of gauging that, and that was probably the biggest thing to wrap my head around yesterday, and just kind of get comfortable with picking them off and where to pick them off and find your spots where you feel comfortable to do so without losing time. But I had a couple of close calls. I'd give somebody a good nudge yesterday with the front tire. I was like, oh, it's getting tight here. The elbows
just use them as brakes.
Yeah.
It must be hard though, because you're used to being surrounded by 21 gods. At the end of the day,
you know them. You know what they're going to do.
And you know what they're going to do. Like we take the piss out of Joan Mir for falling off all the time or whatever, but at the end of the day, he's a fucking god. Like all the guys in MotoGP are brilliant.
Yeah.
Exactly right.
Yes, one.
Yeah.
One race. He's won one race. One Mir.
Yeah, he won one, but he won a championship.
Yeah.
It's not my fault for a championship.
Yeah.
He's got his name on that trophy, next to all those other absolute gods. So,
there's time for you, brother. There's still time. There's still time
might
for
have
you.
butter on his gloves this year or something. I don't know what's going on.
I reckon he sits in his trailer smashing mirrors just the whole time, just breaking mirrors. Fuck it. I'm not finishing anything this year. I'm not doing it.
He's been the unluckiest guy this year.
But, it is. That's the biggest thing. Just wrap your head around the closing speed of some of them, especially around here, because some of the points on the track are extremely fast as well. And again, it's like on the superbike, it's not as fast, but you don't want to crash here.
No, of course not. You don't want to crash.
And you're on different tyres too, right? Not the Michelin here.
No, Bridgestone. Back on the bridges. They're a solid tyre. You can't fault the Bridgestones. They pull them out of the trailer like they've been sitting in the truck or sitting on the bike from the last test and throw some warmers on them. They
They're
go
all-
out, they're phenomenal for 30 laps, 35 laps. They're unreal. They're just constant, you know what I mean? They're not the most amazing grip. You kind of got to try and work on the Casey pickup.
Yeah.
That's where Casey was so phenomenal with them, is getting it off the edge, because there's no edge grip on them, whereas the Michelin, the Pirelli, that kind of tyre has got a lot of edge. The Bridgestone's got zero edge, but as long as you can get it up to there, let's say 6-7 degrees up off the edge, it'll drive. And you just got to learn to be patient with it, because that edge can you'll have these moments and the thing won't drive as good as it does. So if you can be patient, you end up winning in the end. But it's a head fuck to wrap your head around, because you want to kind of try and finish the corner off at the rear of the bike and then do it sometimes. And so you just got to work it out. So that was, another thing to sort of wrap your head around as well. But as I said, go and do 30 laps on the tyre and do the best lap, 3 laps to the end is phenomenal.
Yep.
Are
you? Would you classify yourself as a patient racer?
No.
No, I didn't think so. I knew the answer to that question before I even fucking asked it.
A patient racer from the outside.
No, you've never struck me that way at all, actually.
I don't seem quite the patient guy, do I?
No, not at all. But I don't think you can fucking actually do what you do and be patient. You don't have time.
It's picking your times and picking, let's say, the moments. I mean, you say patience, but it's just the finesse kind of thing. It's like riding dirt track and you're trying to find grip. When you're trying to find grip, you'll do what you can to try and sort that out. So, but in terms of, the rest of it, not really. That's another thing, trying to getting used to the brakes, getting used to having basically no front suspension, because the thing's on the bottom the whole time. You just got to learn to be patient, because it ain't going to do what you want it to do. So you're got to do what it wants to do, which is basically let the brakes off and just let the thing roll and try and make up on corner speed, rather than trying to make the lap time in braking and, let's say, parking it and getting it out of the corner.
Yeah, mate, you mentioned dirt track there. Is the North Brisbane Cup on the agenda again this year?
Yeah, it should be. I heard that the dickhead government's trying to take the track off them, so I have to give a phone call when I get back to the club and see what they need. They were reaching out to me the other week. They want to rezone it for housing or something like that, which is a shame, because it's a fantastic club, and it's been around an extremely long time, and I don't know who the fuck wants to build a house on it. Like, an old medical waste dump. So I don't understand why the fuck you want to be living there, and the mosquitoes are terrible, but...
Mate, we might have a look into that one too. I might chase that up.
Absolutely.
Well, we're losing spots to ride, and I think in terms of clubs that have been staple, solid clubs that have been around a long time and aren't fucking around too much, they're pretty good. So
they are good, yeah.
It'd be a real shame to see them go, but hopefully it'll stick around. I know they're pushing for I think the meeting will be again this year. I hope so. I think we've got Cody Kopp coming back over from America. He's 2-time AMA champion. Yeah. He rode that hairdryer last year, the electric bike, and I think so he's going to take one of my old KTMs that I've got hanging up in the shed there. She's on methanol and she's a rocket ship, so he's coming to have a chop on that.
Yeah, good.
That'll be pretty good. I'm keen to see what the blue bike can do around there.
All right. Listen, mate, you got to make me a promise. You got to promise that we'll catch up at Phillip Island this year. I've got so I've got a special session with Ralston. We're going to do some yoga before he gets on the track.
Oh, no.
Yeah, so.
No.
Yeah. I'm going to walk. Yeah. Ralston does yoga before he goes on the track, and I thought, well, I can fucking do this.
Nobody's doing wrong.
That must be. But he hasn't done Downward Dog with Uncle Boris yet, so. We'll see how we go there. So promise me we'll catch up at the track this year, and certainly certainly on Sunday night after.
I did some yoga last night. I went for dinner with Leon and Marcel, and we went to one of those, what do you call it, the Korean barbecue joints.
Yeah.
And you got to sit on the ground.
Yeah.
I had my feet out the other side of the table. Leon and Marcel had their feet out the other side of the table. I felt my hamstrings the whole time. the whole time. We all got up. We all go, oh, motorbike riders.
Yeah, it's supposed to be fit, carrying old injuries and shit. Yeah.
But there's this,
Leon's wife sits down and she sat on her knees, like, how they squat down and they put their knees out there, their feet, out their ass and just squat on their knees.
Yeah.
She said, like this. I said, I'm fucking snapping half. I sit like that. My knees and no chance of going down like that.
but the Suzuka 8 Hours this Sunday.
Yes.
This Sunday coming up, and it's all live in Australia on the Fox Sport.
Not
and,
KO, isn't it?
And not KO too. Yeah, KO and
KO
Fox
and Fox Sports.
Every second you see from 12 o'clock.
I've been telling everybody, at least at home, where can I watch it? I said, I think pretty sure it's on KO.
It is
Be able-
100%.
Yeah, the whole thing.
Both Fox Sports and KO, which is great.
It's 8 hours. 8 hours there. And, all day on Sunday. You could have a good Sunday session.
It's a great
will.
race to watch because you can doze off for a few laps, then you wake up. No, the race is still going. It goes on. It's just fucking a special way of watching it, right?
It's like watching the Bathurst for the car people.
Yeah.
I enjoy, even when I'm not racing, I enjoy, especially when Hookie was living at home. I really enjoy watching the coverage of the endurance. There's always shit happening.
Yeah.
From all different parts of the track. Let's say there's storylines up and down and all around, and it's an enjoyable watch. So I recommend anybody who hasn't watched, tune in, because this one's like the queen of them all. It's an 8-hour sprint race at the end of the day, because you're out there trying to go as fast as you absolutely can. These bikes are tuned to make 8 hours, and that's about it.
And that's it. All right, mate. Thank you so much for your time. We really appreciate it. You're not easy to track down during the season, obviously, but we understand that. That's all right. We'd love to talk to you later on this year if we could. With the other series, we're not going to talk.
We'll have to get on a bit more of a long-winded one, why don't we?
Yeah. We need to dig deep into a few things,
Need to have a bit more of a chat with Freido.
Yes, we need to get together.
But this is all about Suzuka, so that's what we concentrated on, obviously. But yeah, mate, thank you so much for your time, and we wish you absolutely every success at Suzuka and in the other series as well. And we hope to see you for a few more years.
Cheers, boys.
Thank you, Jack.
Thanks, Jack.
Lads.